The contracts come into play when we're trying to protect your brand. Who I get? DNA, Arsenal, Calico, Charlie Clips.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's who else am I supposed to get? You know what I mean? So I bring them there, and once I bring them there, they see how people are reacting to them, and they seeing what's going on. You know what else is being seen? I'm being seen how I'm being used. I feel like Surf say a lot of whack shit, but I look at how everybody gravitates off. So when you talk about Surf as one of the best, I can't say, no, you're not. I mean, I can say it, but I won't, because they saying that for whatever reason. He has that connection with them for a reason.
Is Bullpen creating an issue with you with URL? We haven't seen you on URL in a little bit. It could be you just falling back, but I mean just you and Norbs, or you and URL in general. Is Bullpen and creating your own league causing an issue? Yo, what a minute, it's your boy Chris Amaz. You checking in, man, back with another Fan Mail 8. This is a series, man, where I pretty much take questions from the fans and try to give the best answer I can. As always, man, if I do not get to your question, keep putting that hashtag #UnbiasReview. I will try my best to try to get to it, man. So, Fan Mail number 8, let's just get into it. First question is from my homeboy Vince, man. He's gonna be AR number 5 ON Arson A5 in the YouTube comments, man. Big salute to you. You one of my biggest supporters, man. So I definitely wanted to get your question first. And you said I was skipping your question, so I gotta get it. Should we stop asking ballers to switch up their style, or should we just appreciate them for what made them stars? That's a very good question, man. I had a conversation with Big T, John the Don, and Mickey Fax about this very topic. I think sometimes we always want to tell people how to battle, even though we don't battle. We want to tell people how to prepare for a battle, even though we never prepare for a battle. You got to be able to differentiate the criticism from the hate. I think that's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, you got to be able to differentiate the criticism from the hate. I do feel like a battler should evolve. Definitely should evolve. You can't just stay the same and make it to the top. I don't think that with anybody. I think you got to evolve. Certain ballers you battle require different stuff. Certain leagues you battle on require different stuff. And I think you as a battler should always want to grow. So I do feel like sometimes you have to switch your style. But I hear a lot of times that ballers listen way too much to the fans. The fans are always trying to critique every little nook and cranny of a person's rounds or a person's battle. And if you really care about your battle, care about how you're perceived, like a lot of people do, then that shit sends a fuck with you and you start trying to change up stuff. I see that a lot with ballers. They tell me this privately, that this is what's going on with some of their rounds or whatever. They would listen to this or listen to that. Ballers pay too much attention to the fans to where it fucks up their own, like what got them there. Like they get talked out of who they are as a battler.
Definitely. That's the nail on the head right there. The fans, because it definitely threw me off a lot. Like I was constantly trying to change shit, and it was throwing the fans off. Like for example, like I talk about all the time how when I did the multiple choice, the fans constantly asked for it. Constantly, like, yo, you going multiple choice? They still ask for it every time they hear I got a battle. You go multiple choice this nigga? And then it's like, okay, now I'm giving the fans what they want, and then they saying, yo, all he doing is multiple choice. Like, we tired of this shit. Like, what are you doing? Then I stopped doing it, and then it's like, well, it's not the same. He ain't doing the multiple choice, so it ain't as good. Like, so bring it back.
It's a balance. Everything in life is a balance, man. I think you got to be able to figure out what works for you and still stay true to yourself. And for example, Rum Nitty. We all told Rum Nitty, yo, when you get to the big stage, you're going to have to do more than punch. You know what I'm saying? When you get to Rock, he's the top dog on URL. You got to do more than just punch. And he got there, and he tried an angle. You know what I'm saying? The whole training angle. And I think the training angle is a dumb angle. So I'm not saying that, oh, that was the reason why his round was bad, because he did an angle. I think it would have worked if it was a better angle. The training shit is just a dumb angle. But he tried something new. He probably listened to the fans and thought, wow, I'm going to actually do an angle outside of punching. And for him, it didn't work at all. So you got to just find a balance. You got to figure out what works for you. Also, another thing I think that hurts battlers, sometimes let niggas hear your rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listen to every now and then I listen to battlers' rounds, and I'm always like, yo, this shit is fire. And honestly, I be feeling like this shit is fire. Nigga be spitting it to you a cappella. You be like, yo, your first round is tough. And then you don't always account for the crowd. You don't account for like the energy that your opponent has brought to the table already. Maybe a rebuttal he got going on. Maybe how crazy his round is. Maybe what time you all battle. Is it a main event versus the first night of the battle? There's so many other factors, man. And it's just like sometimes even that's bad advice, to be honest with you. We're telling these niggas that they rounds are dope and then come to find out, or that they should switch shit up in their round. Come to find out, they get on stage and shit don't even be like that.
I've heard so many people's rounds before a battle.
Rex.
And then, yeah, you know, I've heard so many people's rounds before battles, and I will always, you know, when you hear it, you're just so excited. You want to share this information, and you share it, and then when you share it, and then the battle happens, and it doesn't translate like that, it's like, this is not going to work. So for me, I'm gonna say flat out no, because you just don't know. You don't know what kind of crowd you're gonna get. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? I might hear somebody say something over the phone, and because I'm so privileged to get this over the phone, I think that is gonna automatically win, subconsciously. And that happened with Rex. A lot of guys, when Rex battled Sean, a lot of guys heard Rex rounds. So everybody's anticipating Rex rounds to be super crazy. And then when Rex battles, we're like, where's the crazy stuff? Nothing was crazy that was said. And it's just like, everybody, you're looking crazy.
But what is it that you feel like that you aren't factoring in by hearing it a cappella over the phone?
You're not factoring in how the crowd is gonna receive it. You're factoring in your friend bias, period. You're already biased listening to it because he's giving you the chance to hear the round. But there was one time I heard Just Juice rounds for Magic, and then I went on Twitter and said Magic 3-0. I did hear that, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, those are special cases. I personally don't think that hearing somebody's rounds you can determine if somebody's gonna beat the next person. It's just impossible. It's impossible. You're not gonna know if somebody's gonna win.
You know what I'm saying? So I think everything is a balance, and I do feel like sometimes the fans are too critical of battles. And the internet is cruel, my nigga. It gave everybody a voice that doesn't really deserve a voice. You know what I'm saying? Niggas just hate for no reason. Let me tell you what happened to me the other day, and this is just funny. Somebody tweeted me and said, I think you, Jay Black, and angry fans should go on the King of the Dot little ruin your day thing where they watch the battle and discuss the battle. I'm like, okay, it seems like a good idea if that ever happens. Some nigga out of the blue, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know who this nigga is. I don't think he's following me on Twitter. He says, yo, it'd be dope, but you should replace Unbias with gems. And I'm thinking to myself, what does that got to do with anything? First of all, you can have Unbiased and gems on the same show or on a different show. You don't really got to remove anybody just to add gems. You can do another ruin your day and put gems in it. Stuff like that is what I don't understand. Niggas just out of nowhere just find a way to hate, you know what I'm saying? Or find a way to discredit you or something. It don't be nothing crazy that I get bent out of shape about. It just, I realize the lengths niggas go through just to hate. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Like the lengths niggas go through to hate. It's the nigga right now that disliked this video and he don't even really know why. Only thing he can tell you is, yo, I just don't fuck with Unbiased. But you click the video, and I've never met you before, my nigga. Like, I'm not affecting your life. So it's like, what are you hating for? But it's always niggas like that. The internet gave niggas a voice, man, and we always trying to tell battlers different stuff. And sometimes you just got to find a balance. K-Sale 1982, how come people don't give Sirius Jones the respect he deserves? All he does is win battles. What's your thoughts on Jones? Also, what's your thought on the Hollow the Don versus Jones debate that they had on the radio show? Here's my thoughts on Sirius Jones. When he was coming up in Fight Club and when he was coming up battling Murder Mook in that epic battle, he was one of my favorite battlers. I can't front, you know what I'm saying? I definitely grew up watching Sirius Jones, and he was definitely the Jin battle and the Murder Mook battle. I was like, yo, this nigga's like one. He got a couple other Fight Club battles that's fire too. When he came back to battle rap, I wasn't so crazy about his Clips battle, you know what I'm saying? Especially with the second round with the Bootsy shit and stuff like that. I wasn't crazy about it. I actually edged that battle to Clips. And ever since then, he's battled Head Ice, he battled Daylight, He's battled Pat Stay. He's battled recently Disaster. I will admit, maybe outside of maybe the Head Ice battle, Sirius Jones, and he battled Arsenal. Sirius Jones has been winning all of his battles. I can't front, you know what I'm saying? He's definitely been winning all of his battles. Here's the problem with Sirius Jones. He has zero replay value on those battles. Tell me the last time you just went back and watched a Sirius Jones battle that was recent, you know, in the last year or two that he's basically been doing his thing. It just doesn't happen, my nigga. It's like a nigga that win battles but no replay value on his battles. To me, his best battle recently in the last couple of years, probably his best battle was him and Gems on RBE. That was a kind of entertaining battle, and I liked his material in that battle. But I don't ever go back and be like, yo, let me watch him in Head Ice. Yo, let me watch him in Arsenal. Yo, let me watch him in Pat State. I just don't do it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't do it. He schemes a lot, which is getting kind of old these days. You know what I'm saying? I still fuck with Chilla. But a lot of these other niggas, he does a lot of schemes. I think when in the Disaster battle, he had like a Muslim angle. He had a Nas scheme, stuff like that. Stuff that just was just okay to me. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, he's a little too arrogant for me. You know, every interview, he's like the best nigga, and he's the hottest nigga, and he's this and he's that. I love the confidence, my nigga, but sometimes the arrogance is just a little overwhelming to me. And I think sometimes, you know, he talks a lot, and he's easy to get into an argument with, because I think he embellishes himself a little bit in this particular era. But I won't take nothing away from him. A win is a win, and I always say, man, despite whether or not I fuck with you as a battle rapper, I'll never take away your win. So for me, Sirius Jones, do I think he deserves Hollow? I think Hollow will beat him, but I don't really see why Hollow would battle him right now. I think he should battle Tay-Rock, and I think he should battle Disaster. Even though Disaster hasn't been doing well the last couple battles, I still think that battle is just too monumental for him. He should do that, and if still he can get to Mook somehow, some way, I think that's the angle he should go. Maybe if you want to keep battling, I would rematch Arsenal or battle John before I battle Sirius Jones. I just think it's more to those battles, more of a storyline. Hollow and Sirius is just kind of out of nowhere. So that's my thoughts on Sirius Jones. Eric Gibson, man, JC punches are crazy. Why doesn't he get mentioned enough as top tier? Top tier has a lot to do with popularity. Top tier has a lot to do with selling tickets and stuff like that. I think the problem with JC is he got off URL. He obviously kept winning and he stayed relevant. He does have a lot of dope battles. The Big Cannon battle, the Mr. Mills battle, this battle with Chef Trez. You know, a lot of dope battles. I think for JC, really, he hasn't really done well on the main stage. I know he hasn't had a lot of opportunities, but that's pretty much been a stigma for his, because the last time he was really on the main stage.
But he came in like Jordan, on bullshit, cocky, arrogant, anxious to run that mouth. So it's only right I treat him like the retro Jays and make sure they don't look the same when they come back out.
He battled JC, and I don't think he won that battle. I don't think he beat Tay-Rock either. I don't think he beat Arsenal when he was out in London. I know there was a lot of shit going on with like the pay and everything out there, but a lot of the bigger matchups, I just don't think he won. And I just was in the building for him and Big K, and I don't think he won that battle either. So for me, the higher the competition, I don't feel like JC has dominated like he dominates the smaller competition. And it's logical, you don't really dominate the best competition like you do, but I don't really think he has a signature win, you know what I'm saying, where you look at it and you be like, yo, he beat this nigga and this was a crazy win. He's beating niggas, but when he battles a top name, you know, me and John was talking about that, like, what's John's problem? He doesn't have a big win over none of the big names. He battled Hitman, he battled Verb, he battled Tay-Rock, like, he's battled a lot of people, but if I say to you, what's your signature win? What's a win where people go to and they just unanimously feel John won? He admitted to me he doesn't have that win. And that's one of the reasons people knock him to this day. Now we go back to JC. What's JC's signature win? You could probably say he might have beat K-Shine on UW, but it's UW. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really about a battle. If that battle was on URL, he would get a lot more love. But JC does have a big battle coming up, and I think if he continues to follow the Chef Trez up to this battle, I don't really know when it is, but he definitely, I think, is locked in for a big battle. So we shall see, man, but that's what's going on with JC. I don't ever see JC main eventing a URL event. I just don't see it. But I think he can eventually get on these cards. I think URL will put him on like a Gnome or Summer Madness. I think he's earned that from the Chef Trez battle. And once he get there, he just got to do what he always do, man. You know what I'm saying? He just got to show, improve, and put in work. And the fans will put him in that top tier category. And this could be the year that they do it at the end of the year. Smugged out opinions. Do bloggers still watch battles that come out of smaller leagues? We get a lot of battles sent to us, man. You know what I'm saying? I can only imagine what the other bloggers get, but I know my inbox is filled with people that send me battles after battles after battles after battles to watch. I watch a lot of them, but I'm gonna be honest with you. We get so many battles. I click on your battle, I may watch the first round. If your first round don't grab me, I may not get to the second and third round. And I'm just being honest. It's just so many battles, so many leagues. It's hard for me to get in tune with them. I try to watch battles people send me, but sometimes, and another thing too, sometimes I look. If I don't have no dialogue with you, like on Messenger, on my Facebook Messenger, nigga just drop a video. Yo, you think you can watch my battle? So I look and I'll be like, I ain't never had no contact with this dude at all. I've been on Facebook for like, as UnbiasReview, a long time, man. Ever since I started a Facebook group, it's been like 3+ years. If I ain't had no contact with you, then that means me and you have never had any dialogue. And I just feel like support goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? I know I may be in a position where I have a bigger platform to speak on your battle than you do, but it goes hand in hand. So the easier way to get me to watch your battle is just for us to have some dialogue and for me to just get to know you as a person. We ain't got to be talking on the phone and be the best of friends. But if you like, yo, you know what I'm saying, I fuck with the FanMail blog you drop and shit like that. And then, you know, the next day you drop me a link. I'll check your shit out and I'll be like, yo, appreciate you watching my shit. I fuck with your shit or whatever. Like, I, you know, mention it in the next blog or something. And for me, I think that works better. But I try to support a lot of leagues, man. I try to support the small leagues. It's a lot of battlers out there, a lot of leagues. But you send me the link most of the time. Sometimes I just spend a day at work and I just be going through battles that niggas send me. And I just watch them. So, but the first round got to be fire. And sometimes, man, just the interaction between us, it all helps at the end of the day. Danny Lyrison, do you agree with Mickey Facts that most battlers cannot beat Mook? Why do you think that is? And what kind of opponent do you think it would take to beat Mook? I personally think Goods. I do agree with Mickey that most battlers can't beat Mook. I think if Mook battled a lot, he would eventually start losing like other niggas do. Like if he was taking 4 battles a year or 3 battles a year, yeah, a nigga will start beating them. But for me to think that just one battler can come out the blue and just beat Mook, I'm not saying Mook can beat everybody, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to think. I don't really have my money on really any top tier beating Mook, even Hollow, to be honest with you, because as good as Hollow is, every now and then he has a corny moment. Like he kind of resorts back to the grind time days and he tries to shit over. Like just think about it. He had a money throwing round versus Surf, you know what I'm saying, where he was throwing money. That was kind of a corny angle, and that fucked up his first round versus Surf. Then he had a round where he did a bunch of jokes, which was the 3rd round versus Clips, and he got booed. And remember, he spun it around and said, "Oh, I know what y'all want. Y'all want gun bars." So Hollow likes to try so much different shit that sometimes he's bound that some of that shit ain't gonna work, and he's gonna have a blah round. So for me, I feel like Mook obviously is gonna try to break Hollow down, whatever. I think it'd be a good battle. I wouldn't bet that Hollow would win. He would probably be favorite because he's definitely one of them niggas or whatever, and he's more of a fan favorite than people. But I don't really know, man, because one of these new punchers come out, like a Rod or somebody, just punch his head off, or a JC or somebody, probably so. But I feel like people that's been around for a while, that Mook can dig up enough dirt on you, I think Mook is going to have the advantage. I think he's too smart, and I think battling in New York is going to help him. Battling in his backyard is going to help him. Battling on URL is going to help him. So I would favorite Mook to win the battle. There's not really nobody in battle route. If Mook battled one person right now that I would just be like, yo, I'll put $500 on him. To me, I wouldn't do it because I wouldn't know what to expect from Mook. I know he's going to break you down. I like niggas that kind of get personal and break you down instead of random gun bars. I prefer that style. So for me, I probably would like a Mook battle. But he definitely can lose battles. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas could beat him. Like a nigga like JC could probably beat him. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to figure out enough dirt on JC, and then, you know, JC will probably punch his head off and probably end up beating him in a battle. Like, that's a battle I can see JC winning. Now, do I see him winning on, would he win on URL and all that kind of stuff in a big room? I don't really know, but if you threw that in any small room, JC is probably winning that all day. These battlers that got a lot of dirt, these Luxes and these Circe and Goods and people like that, I just see Mook finding a way to win. That's just me personally. I just see him finding a way to win. AJ Graz, G-R-A-Z. Chris, some people feel like URL is on some bullshit, not booking battlers people want to see, like Big K and plenty others. On top of that, you have Beasley starting more shit with B-Magic on thisis50.com. Do you feel URL thinks they can do no wrong because of the position they are in? You have all the problems with Norse, contracts, blocking battles. Some of the things that people complain about with URL aren't really issues for me personally, like contracts. Because I feel like if you sign a contract, you sign a contract. So if you sign a contract, then obviously the battle is going to be blocked. I look at the other leagues like, yo, why are you trying to book Chess? Why are you trying to book Dot? All these niggas that was under contract. To me, I look at like when niggas were talking about, oh, UW tried to book Chess and it was blocked by URL. I look at UW and say, why would you try to book Chess when you already know he's probably under contract? Just find another battler. So that's the way I look at that. The B-Magic situation on thisis50.com. I'm not defending B-Magic, my nigga. Like, I'm really disappointed in just how things ended with him. Beasley was being super petty as he can be. But I feel like B-Magic been on some bullshit, just not returning the money. So I always say, man, we want people to be professional, but we're in an unprofessional field. So it's kind of hard to be that way. Not booking battles like Big K. I definitely want Big K back on URL. I just know they don't like his attitude, and they have tried to get him back on URL, but his price is really high or whatever. And it's hard to be like, fuck URL and all this kind of shit, and then they gonna turn around and give you $10,000 for a battle. I mean, if a nigga told you fuck you, would you book him for? Would you give him $10,000 and book him for a battle just for the fans? Probably not. So then you'll say, well, Clean Paper came back and he had issues. Bill Collector said fuck URL and he had issues. Rosenberg Raw was talked about coming back, and they were. The difference is Big K is sticking to his price. These other dudes, man, sometimes you can mark yourself out just to come back to URL. Bill Collector came out of jail and it was like fuck URL, and it was going everywhere. He battled on RBE, did some other shit. Nigga was on this fuck URL campaign.
After, in the wake of your blog yesterday, how are you feeling? Any regrets? Or?
Yeah, I regret that I didn't say fuck URL one more time in that blog.
Nigga probably got one phone call from URL and changed his whole tune. And they probably gave this nigga like a $500 or $1,000. Because he's not expensive, you're willing to deal with the bullshit because he's inexpensive. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you want to battle on URL, you were saying fuck us. You gotta mark yourself out and take this low ass price if you want the attention that URL brings you. Big K is like, I don't need URL. So even though he just says his little shit about URL in the past, he's unapologetic about certain things moving forward. I mean, I'm not saying he hasn't apologized maybe behind closed doors and straightened shit out, but my point is, he's not like, oh, I want to be on URL so bad I'll just slice my 10,000 or slice whatever price I have in half just to be on URL. He's not really that guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not really that guy. So I don't think he really needs battle rap. I don't think he cares enough about URL to kind of like do whatever it takes to get back on it. So I think that's the problem with Big K. Now, your point, I do feel like URL is in a position where with them being on top, sometimes they take the fans for granted on certain situations, like releasing a schedule quick enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, say Summer Madness is like August 10th. They sometimes may not put a trailer out until like August 1st. So they only give you like 9 days to really take time off, really know who's on the card. What URL knows is that they can release a trailer a week before Summer Madness and it'll still sell out. So that actually, I'm not saying they're not trying to get the trailer out and trying to get footage and trying to get this. Sometimes it's the battlers sending shit in late and stuff like that. But I don't think they demanded enough from the people that they're dealing with to meet these deadlines, because they know push come to shove, fans will still line up around the corner and watch a URL battle. And yeah, sometimes your position does allow you to kind of do whatever you want to do and the fans will still support. The only way to get around it is to just stop supporting. But you're not going to really do that because, let's be real, you're going to still give the views to URL because it's free content. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't cost anything to watch a battle on YouTube. And that's also URL's argument too. What are you complaining about when all of it is free? You know what I'm saying? So we don't book Big K. Big deal. We just book Tay Rock and Rum Nitty. If you didn't come to the venue, you watched it online for free. So what are you complaining about? So they do sometimes have the attitude of, we don't give a fuck about the complaining fan, because most of the time you are watching free material. And don't give me that, oh, I pay for the internet, so it's really not. No, nigga, it's still a free video. So you pretty much get it for free. And if you don't like, you know, URL or whatever, you don't have to pay for the battles. You don't have to like get the pay-per-view, and you don't have to show up live. So I mean, as long as you're watching free content, it's kind of hard to really go too crazy on the complaining. Yeah, they do probably some bullshit just like every other league. But I mean, when you watching it for free, it's hard for them to really respect some of the complaints, because some of it is just super crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just way over the top, knowing that these niggas spent thousands of dollars and gave you a free battle, and you're mad because they had too long of an Al Capone intro, you know what I'm saying? Or the battle didn't start to the 8-minute mark. And, you know, like little shit I see niggas complaining about in the comments, I just think sometimes it's just OD, but that's just my thoughts. Deride and Mock. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. D-R-I-D-E and Mock. I don't really, hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. You asked me a lot of questions, my G, and I haven't answered none of them. I'm gonna be real with you. But look at what you're asking me. Smash or pass 30 battle rap chicks. That's like a whole video in itself, to be honest with you. If you had a ballad, a box that you had issues with, who would it be and why? I don't really know. Who did I have issues with? Rosenberg Raw, Big K, Head Ice. I don't know, man. Like, I don't really want to box none of these niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to box nobody. It's like a hard question to ask, to be honest with you. Which 5 females would be in a untold twerk video? Give me like, these are the questions you ask. It's just like what ballads are the best actors? Who do you think did the best in Body? We never saw Body, my nigga. Like, how can I tell you who did the best in Body? But you do have a question I do want to answer, so let's get to it. How much are bloggers just speaking on popular brands and controversial issues just to make their channel pop? What's the percentage? It seems like you all chase views. I want to show this in the camera, man. This is the bottom question that I got highlighted. You know, niggas be thinking these fan mail questions be fake, man. This is the homie Deride and Mock up here. None of the fan mail questions are fake, man. You know what I'm saying? I heard this particular blogger saying that shit, man. I'll get to that later. But it is what it is. As far as his bloggers and blogging on controversy, yes. I want to do a media blog. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to do a media blog. And yes, I will name names. And yes, I will tell you who I feel like is not doing media right. I got a big problem with it. And in some instances, it could be like, yo, Chris, why do you care? Just keep doing you and fuck all that. Because I was like the first blogger, man. You know what I'm saying? All these niggas that blog right now and do media, I was before them. So I have a little bit of passion in this shit still, to still be around. And I feel a certain way as far as how it's being used. When we started blogging, I got in blogging to promote battle rap. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I could have a voice. I felt like I could, you know, expand the brand and promote battle rap and all that kind of stuff. Now I see just a lot of clown shit, a lot of buffoonery, a lot of drama, a lot of stuff that's just clickbait and this and that, and just stuff that just doesn't represent it. And in this media blog I'm thinking about doing, it's a lot of media. It's a lot of people who call themselves media that I feel like are just doing an injustice to the culture. So I want to speak on it. Y'all let me know if y'all are interested. If y'all are interested, I would definitely do the blog. It's going to be controversial because anytime you call our name, niggas want to do a million blogs coming back at you. But you know what I'm saying? I'm built for this, man. I've been around a long time. I can take all that criticism and just shrug it off. But yes, niggas do chime on and everybody's trying to have a position, but it even goes deeper than that. And I don't think people really realize how deep it is. And this blog, if I do it, would actually tell you how deep it actually is. It's actually one reason why this is happening. And everybody's probably not putting 2 and 2 together, but Yeah, it's definitely that. I know niggas talking about, yo, it's a drought in battle rap. That's what I know, nigga. It ain't about no drought. Niggas just are doing it just because this is just what they do. So to answer your question, it definitely is the case, man. I'm passionate about it. When I started blogging, J Black wasn't blogging, I don't think, or at least I had never heard of him. Angry Fan wasn't blogging. None of the other bloggers that's kind of popular was blogging at the time. Hip Hop is Real wasn't around. I don't remember 15 Minutes of Fame. I remember people like Con Artists, Dutch Jackson, shit like that when I started blogging. This is like 2012, early 2012. So it's been that long. A lot of these other people wasn't blogging around that time, man. So, you know, I see everybody that's came in the blogging, everybody that's came in the media. And sometimes that's why I'm passionate about it, because it's part of what I do. So I'm going to be passionate about what I do. But it's not a hate blog. It's just a real blog. So y'all let me know if y'all going to do it. And I may get to your other questions, my nigga. God, look, smashing past 30 chicks, my nigga. Jesus. Shatorio Smith, man. Can we please get the God Pen QP on URL on a Born Legacy? Or if one of these new guys, it would be bad. I tried to get QP on URL, and Norbs acted like he was going to actually do the battle. I mean, actually, it was Norbs getting him on URL. It wasn't really me. I was suggesting it, and I thought it'd be a good idea. But Norbs was the one that was kind of making it happen. And he was going to battle Newborn on URL. And Newborn didn't want to do the battle. Now you can see the battle is out. I'm not out, but they have already done the battle. But Newborn didn't want to do it. Came up with some excuse about how he didn't want to give QP his first URL look. So he kind of was making a nigga wait or something. And I like QP. I just saw QP live versus 40 Bars, and he lost. I'm going to keep it real with you. It just wasn't really a great QP battle. And his style, I don't really know how well it's going to work on URL. I know in a Born Legacy series, people will fuck with it, but he just got to get better with the performance. He pauses way too much, man, and it's going to end up hurting him. And I like QP, but I don't really know if URL should put QP on a card. I really don't. If it was a one-off or something, or if he, you know, sometimes they'll have a one-off in a PG setting. And that means niggas are crowded around. It looks like it's a PG, but it's a one-off. If you was doing that, QP would probably be a lot doper. It's still about 300-400 people, even at Born Legacy. And I just don't like QP, even in that setting. So, probably not, man. He just battled on RBE too. So, I mean, let him keep building over there for now. And Black Ice. Earl Goodlum, Goodlund. Shout out to you, man. Hitman has amazing first rounds. How do you think Hitman's first round would do against Mook or Lux? And how could any top tier beat his first round? I think Hitman would do well against those two guys, especially in the first round. I don't think Hitman can beat any of those guys. I wouldn't pick him to beat Lux, and definitely wouldn't pick him to beat Lux, and I definitely wouldn't pick him to beat Mook. And I think outside, Hitman been around for a long time too, man. And I just look at Mook as just another guy that would pick his career apart. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really see that happening. I know that him and Hitman are kind of cool, so I don't really see that battle ever happen. Lyrically with Lux, he just would not survive. You know, that performance shit is cool, but to me, Lux is an underrated performer, and I just don't see him lasting at all. And between, you know, kind of complaining about Smack and not getting booked, and, you know, the whole wilding out angle, the whole battling Verb and all this, like, it's just so much shit out on Hitman that I just feel like Hitman little brother getting in a fight, but it wasn't Hitman that got in a fight. Like, it's just ways people can create angles and really work them. Like, when you look at Mook and Lux, they work the shit out of angles, and I just feel they'll be Hitman. They definitely would be Hitman in my opinion. So, but could his first round be fire versus them? Yeah, definitely could be fire. Davino Dixon, we see our favorite sports battlers or sports players decline before our eyes, and we judge them accordingly. Do you think we should remember the vets for the good, call them out on their bullshit, or a little or both? Some people are saying they get a pass. They get a pass for being part of the past or being great in the past. I think you should definitely call vets out on their bullshit, because, you know, they like to try to act like they above the culture or above the new niggas that's coming up, and that's not always the case. And I definitely feel it's a little of both, because I feel like you should appreciate them too. And I think the main thing, you can call niggas out on their bullshit. Just always appreciate what it is that they used to do. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I hate when a nigga get whack and then the first thing you say is he was trash or he's trash. Just be like the nigga fell off, or just be like he oversaturated himself and he fell off. Like, niggas be killing me talking about Clips was trash. He's not trash, my nigga. There was a time when Clips was that nigga. You think he's unable to be that nigga again? No, he didn't lose his rapping skills. He still Clips. Maybe he lost his passion, and maybe he battled too much. There's a difference between that and a nigga just being trash. Dot is trash, my nigga, in my personal opinion. There's a lot of niggas that have been trash. You cannot put Clips there, in my personal opinion. So, nah, I just think that sometimes you gotta appreciate them, but yeah, you still gotta call them out on their bullshit too. Derek Gooden, Unbiased, is Av worthy of a Summer Madness stage? Yes, he's definitely worthy of a Summer Madness stage, and you're probably gonna see him on Summer Madness. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see why you wouldn't. He got a couple big battles out there that would be big for him, and I think all the controversy he went through with like taking other people's bars and stuff, he'll be able to get past that. Winning cures all, my nigga, and all you gotta do is win, and niggas will let some of that bullshit go. Look at Prez Mafia. We letting his shit go. Why? Because he won versus none. Niggas are saying he beat Moneybags, even though it ain't came out yet. Winning cures all, my nigga. All you gotta do is win.
I don't think Av need to change anything. What I think Av needs to do, he just needs to start, watching more battles. All you gotta do, as far as watching battles, watch your opponent battles. You know what I mean? Just watch your opponent battles, because a lot of the shit that people are saying Av took is shit that other niggas said to these opponents, like, you know what I mean, or something to do with who he's battling, and that's why people is making these correlations. And if he's saying he's not watching these battles, because as of late, I haven't really been watching many battles, not as much as I used to. Like, I used to really be an advocate of this shit, and I talk to a lot of people. A lot of people don't really watch all these battles that people be saying, and on top of that, it's hard to remember everything that's ever been said. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to remember everything that's ever been said. This is not me, taking up for Av, because, at the end of the day, there's arguments on both sides. We just really don't know for sure. What we do know is Av said a lot of bars that's similar to a lot of bars that's been said. But everybody said a lot of bars that's similar. It's just when fans got a reason to pick somebody apart, that's what they're gonna do. Like, you could literally do that to every battler. It was at one point I was about to do that. When I was getting that backlash, I was really going to do a blog with whoever top 10 everybody is saying, and really go do homework and find bars that they said that's very similar to a lot of bars that other niggas said. You know what I mean? And I just feel like, somebody just got wind of it, and it's just an angle for Av right now. I just feel like Av just need to, not listen to it. He do gotta eliminate that shit. Like, that shit can't keep happening now. Like, now his bars can't be sounding similar at this point. But if, he get that under control, this shit'll be over with. Like, he ain't got nothing to worry. He just gotta win his next battle, bro.
And yeah, he's getting crazy views still getting crazy views, and that's a big deal with being on the main stage. So as long as you're getting views, controversy sells, man. URL still put you on that Summer Madness stage. Mr. Get It Done 85, Bullpen is taking off. You and John have you and John had any talks on some type of collaboration? Y'all both have a strong following. Y'all can make it in battle rap. Y'all can make ATL big. You can do Untold Truths with Bad News, Loso, Street Hymns, etc. Shit would be dope. I was just with John earlier today, to be honest with you, man. He got some shit in the works. He got an October card. It's super crazy. He already been told me pretty much all the matchups is booked on it, and a matchup he's trying to get, which is humongous in battle rap right now. So yeah, John is definitely doing big things and definitely trying to put stuff in the works. As far as collaborating, nah, not really. I don't mind helping him promote or doing blogs for his channel, but as far as being a partner, there was a time me and John was going to do a radio show, because he was a league owner, I was a fan, and he's also a battler. We thought it'd be a dope perspective from league owner, battler, and fan. but that shit didn't really work out, which is crazy. It was gonna kind of be like, it was really before Unbiased Debates the Facts, so it was gonna be like me and him both sitting in a round table and kind of debating, but I don't know, that shit never happened. So I don't know, we probably won't collab though, but I support Bullpen. Robin Jacobson, Unbiased, what is your opinion on Don DeMarco horn and those type of sound effects that are used in battles? Sound effects are interesting, man, because yo, sometimes I really think they help the battle out, to be honest with you. Like, they make you think a bar is hot just because they put a sound effect on it, and sometimes you be like, yo, that bar wasn't really that crazy. So I definitely feel like they helped the battle, and I could really tell with RBE because I've watched the pay-per-view, which it doesn't have any sound effects on it, and I watched the battle again, the edited version with the sound effects. I'm like, yo, this battle wasn't that crazy on pay-per-view, but it's a lot better now that I watched the edited version. And that's because with the edits and the sound effects, it definitely makes it a lot better, man. So salute to them, man. It definitely work. I don't mind sound effects as long as it's not too many of them and they don't get crazy with them. But yeah, the sound effects, they definitely working. Any Dreddy, what's good with Rich Dollars, Lotta Zay, and Tone Montana? If are they their next battles? Are they retired or coming back? You already know Rich Dollars is coming back versus Prep on the Ascension URL card. Tone Montana is coming back to battle rap as well, man. You're gonna see Tone Montana very soon. Lotta Zay has moved to Atlanta, so I think he's on the next Bullpen card. Respect the Pen. It's the flyer John put out recently. I can't remember who Lotta Zay is battling, but he's linked up with Bullpen, so probably gonna see Lotta Zay on some Bullpen cards doing his thing. So that's pretty much what's going on with them. Stanky Yankee 12, should URL consider crowning a champion so they can have a championship style matchup, sort of like winning the King of the Dot chain? Absolutely not, my nigga. Yo, we gotta stop these comparisons. Could you imagine if if URL had a fucking tournament where they had a champion and a URL chain? Niggas would immediately say these niggas are dick riding King of the Dot. So URL would never do no shit like that just for that stigma alone. And should they do a championship? It would be nice to have a champ of URL. You have to have judge battles and everybody would have to agree to it. I think a tournament would be dope, bring a lot of hunger back, but I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to determine because, I mean, who's really a URL battler? Like, these niggas come and go so much. Niggas be on this league and that league, and you know what I'm saying? Like Clips, for instance. Clips battles in a lot of different places. So yes, he's attached to URL, but if he gets the chain, then motherfuckers won't want him battling on other places. If he was the URL champ, you think URL would want him battling on King of the Dot? Want him battling on Don't Flop? No. So they're not, the vets that are really, really nice are not gonna, just to be the URL champ, they're not gonna fuck up their income like that at other places. And I'm pretty sure URL wouldn't want these niggas battling nowhere else. So you would have to have a championship with just the niggas that's under contract. And them niggas aren't really the best niggas on URL. So, nah, that wouldn't work. But niggas would just say they copying King of the Dot anyway. I don't really know who asked me this question, but which battlers have the dopest lines? I don't know because the shit is cut off on the printout, so I can't tell. Which battlers have the dopest lines but also have the corniest lines? For example, 1 minute they're saying something dope and then the next minute they're saying something whack. Danny Myers come to mind. Sometimes he has a dope line followed by a whack line. More dope than whack, but he does come to mind. Pat Stay comes to mind. Arsenal comes to mind. Disaster comes to mind. These are like ramblers to me. You know what I'm saying? Ramblers to me. So sometimes they be all over the place. And to be honest, Hollow sometimes is like that too. Like, I think he's not as crazy as a lot of people think he is, but he's still one of the top niggas in battle rap. But he does have, every now and then, he'll come with something corny. But I would probably say Arsenal and Disaster as far as the two. I still like them as battle rappers, but I do feel like sometimes they can get really, really into like something that's super corny. Yellow Boy, yo Chris, I have a good question for you. At what point do you think is enough time for a rapper to prepare for a battle? I noticed some bloggers and fans seem to use the excuse not enough time was given to the rapper to prepare. What do you feel like is an appropriate time? I would say 3 weeks to a month is the appropriate time for a rapper to have to prepare without me giving you an excuse if you didn't have enough time to prepare. Anytime under 3 weeks, it's like, okay, maybe he didn't have enough time. Like if you had 2 weeks or something like that. So a lot of people kind of just take battles randomly, man, and take battles that's kind of thrown together real short. We see that a lot, but for me personally, if you got about 3 weeks, you should be good. You know what I'm saying? And definitely 3 to 4 weeks, you should be good. Anything less than that, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna give you an excuse. Like, you still gonna lose the battle, and you still accepted it, so you were supposed to be able to prepare for it. But I hear a lot of times niggas can write rounds in a week. You know what I'm saying? Even a day. I heard niggas say that, yo, I'm gonna go home and write. I wrote this round last night. I hear that a lot. So I mean, niggas can kind of write. It's the memorization part that's probably the hardest. So I would say 3 weeks is good for any standard big battle. Sin City Madman, do we need to stop calling battlers top tier just because you used to be killing it? Once you fall off like Rex, Clips, and Verb, shouldn't we stop calling them top tier? We don't call Mike Tyson and Ray Leonard pound for pound the best, you know, like we used to. So why do we still call top tiers top tier? Top tier, once again, has a lot to do with popularity, my G. And no matter what, a lot of y'all still give top tiers a lot of views. You know what I'm saying? You still give them a lot of views. So at the very least, they are kind of top tier still, because it has a lot to do with popularity. It has a lot to do with the kind of numbers and the box office they do. You can say what you want to say about Clips. You think Clips couldn't headline Summer? If they book right now Charlie Clips versus Calico, it would headline Summer Madness. Nobody would give a fuck that Av is on the card, Brizz is on the card, T-Top is on the card, Mike P would be on the card, Twerk would on the card. All these new niggas, nobody would care. Calico and Clips would headline Summer Madness right now. It just is what it is. Rex and Shine just headlined Summer Madness. You can say what you want to say about Rex, but he headlined the battle. So Verb, another dude, if Verb battled Tay-Rock, it would headline Summer Madness. And I know some of y'all might be saying, well, it's because of Tay-Rock. My point is, he can get those kind of battles though, or should be able to get those kind of battles. So it goes hand in hand, man. And I still think with the popularity and the ticket sales, that has a lot to do with being top tier. And Clips is still top tier over a nigga like Twerk or Mike P or Chef Trez or JC and all these guys. He's still more top tier than them. He's still more popular. He's gonna do way quicker numbers. If Clips was to drop a battle right now, it would do crazy amount of numbers. I mean, I think him and Rum Nitty was in 3 days, it was at 500K. That's the power of Clips. So as long as you still moving the numbers, well, see, what you want to do is, because of the talent or because of the performances, you want to move them down, but it's not really like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not really like that as far as the way URL perceives you. People still look at you as if you are a ticket draw and you are a main event type dude. They still kind of consider you top tier. And I don't know, I kind of agree to some degree. Like, even though Rex fell off, Rex is still top tier to me. He just fell off. You know what I'm saying? He's a Rushmore. He's a Rushmore candidate and a legend in the game. He's gonna go down as one of them guys. So even though he fell off, I don't strip him of all that. I just, you know, it just is what it is with Rex. But, you know, I definitely feel like these guys are still top tier. West D, do you think Brizz Rawsteen is top tier? Really hard to say, man. He's battled Passwords. He's battled Verb. He's battled Arsenal. He's battled Shotgun Suge. I want to say he's battled somebody else. I don't know. But those are the people he battled. Is he top tier? I mean, he's been force-fed battles that will put him top tier. He battled the Arsenal and the Suge, and he battled Verb. No, these are top tier guys. I never looked at Brizz as being top tier though, because I don't think outside of the URL push, I don't think Brizz really does numbers anywhere else. And there's been a couple one-round battles where Brizz took, you know, in other leagues, and even a 2-on-2 he did in North Carolina versus Arsenal, and Shotgun Suge doesn't have a lot of views either, and that was a 2-on-2 with him and T-Top. Doesn't have a lot of views. I don't know. I think he's getting there. I wouldn't put Brizz at top tier yet. You know, I feel like he's on the cuffs, but I definitely wouldn't put him there yet. I don't think he's more top tier than T-Top. And if T-Top is there, I just might have put T-Top there. So I definitely don't probably have Brizz there, but it's really interesting, man. It's really interesting because I'm thinking about doing a blog about Brizz and T-Top because they might have a little role reversal moving along, but we're gonna see what it is. Christ Taylor or Chris Taylor, what's up with the twerk told truth? I don't really know if it's coming out, to be honest with you, especially with what's going on with the ads and everything. Now it's like I just got this this little email about how to do my videos now and what to expect with the videos and how to make sure that you get ads on your stuff. The last thing I need is a bunch of asses shaking, my nigga, and some shit called twerk. Shit won't have no ads on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas don't want to put a Coca-Cola commercial on a twerk told truth. So as much as I want to do it, I want to make sure it's actually, that's something that would be crazy on YouTube, because you can type in twerk contest and the battle, you know, the fucking video may have 100,000 views on it, and that stuff never gets old. If I came out with an hour-long video of just chicks shaking their ass and damn near close to HD or very, very clear, motherfuckers will watch that shit for years on YouTube, man. I want to make sure I'm actually getting some chicken for that video. I don't want to have no ads on there. So, you know, a lot of it has to do with the title and how you word certain stuff, man, and make sure you're good with certain things. And, you know, twerk told truth doesn't really say, let's put ads on a video. And I don't, until this shit get resolved, I don't really want to put that video out, because I think that's going to be probably one of my biggest videos, to be honest with you. So I'm just like, yo, and I don't want my channel to get fucked up, or you know, something like that, or I get a flag or anything just because it's not appropriate. So I don't really know, man. Maybe in bits and pieces I'll throw little ass shaking clips in here and there, but I don't quite know if I'm gonna put the whole thing out, at least not right now. Zachary Davis, Tay-Rock is the face of URL. At his peak, do you think he can beat Verb at his peak? Nah. It ain't really many niggas I'm gonna put above Verb at Verb's peak. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why that nigga was my favorite battler for a long time, dog. And I just think with lyrically, like his arrogance that he had and his cockiness and his writing ability mixed with his performance at his peak, I'm not putting nobody above Verb. Like, nobody that I can think of. Like you go to like Hollow the Dawn, you go to the Hitman battle, you go to Midwest Miles, like that's crazy Verb, dog. Like I can't put Tay-Rock up there. I think he'll smoke Tay-Rock if that was the Verb that was battling him. So for me, nah, Verb at his peak, it ain't really nobody that I'm really putting over him.
Check the bets, they got me winning like 10-5. I've been advised. He like to do dumb shit. He loves to freestyle, likes to improvise. My temper rise, we roll up in black tinted rides, hop out, niggas get paralyzed, not penalized. Large clips enter rise, cars flip, injure guys, I beam his whole team up. Starship Enterprise. I'm too complex for it, even when I'm simplified. If New York is such a jungle, tell me this, how the fuck do niggas like him survive? We terrorize timid guys, cotton shirt, linen guys, light-skinned, slender guys. The target's been identified. It could be a long line of rappers who getting signed. If he in the front, I'ma jump him like, shut up, bitch, I've been in line.
Part, Verb at his peak was one of the most unbeatable niggas in battle rap, in my opinion. I know he ran into clips, but we didn't get the clips. We didn't get the Verb that we should have got in that clips battle. But that Hollow the Dawn A-Verb battle is like that's one of A-Verb's best battles, my nigga. He went dumb crazy in that battle. There's no way. I haven't seen a rock battle that even come close to that battle right there. So, no. Like, Rock would have got smoked. Linwood Matthias. Why do some battle rappers have less subscribers on their YouTube channels than some vloggers? They may have a big Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat following, but not many subscribers to the YouTube channel. Most of the time, man, it's just consistency at the end of the day, man. I think a battler could be way more popular than a fan like myself that turned into a blogger, because people already fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Look at Gems. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously he's funny, but, you know, and he's a battler too. But maybe, let me use another example. If Math was a blogger, he would be very popular, because I think he has some interesting opinions about battles. I think if Sue Surf was a blogger, he would be crazy popular. But the problem is, man, is that these niggas can't even give you 3 rounds, dog. You think they're gonna be committed to blogging? something that's not even really gonna pay them no real chicken at the end of the day. Like, nah, that's really the problem, man. They just not dedicated enough. You got to be a blogger and actually start making at least a decent amount of money from blogging. You gotta stay at this shit. I told you, like, the first couple of years I wasn't making no money blogging, so I still stayed at it. Not to make money, but I stayed at it because I love blogging, and eventually, yeah, I started to reap a little bit of benefit from it. But these battlers, you know, they don't see some type of instant gratification or success. Clips had a crazy channel I told Goods just the other day, I said, yo, Clips should be making fucking rent from his blog right now. He should be making his rent check. If he did 2 blogs a week, he could definitely be making some money from his blog. So that's how I feel about that. What do you think leagues do to get sponsors? Do you think they have enough business savvy to acquire sponsors? A lot of times, man, I think people just want to be down with URL and want to be down with these people just because they love battle rap and not really love it. I think they just like where it's going, or they feel like they just want to be a part of something. So a lot of time, man, niggas got money, bro. They don't know what to do with it, bro. They don't know what to do with it, what to invest. Some people just want to be a who's who and be a part of something, even though they really don't have a passion for it. That's sometimes how URL can get some battles paid for. Like Terrence Williams, he paid for a battle. And he's also about to do some shit with another league too. So it's just like, and he's a basketball player that really don't probably have any interest in owning the league, but he don't mind helping out here and there or trying to be some partner with it. People like Al Capone and Exclusive Vodka. I know URL puts out emails and tweets and stuff about getting sponsors and if you want to be a sponsor, but I think sometimes people just want to be attached to something that's getting 1 million views on YouTube. URL has such a big channel, getting a lot of promotion, a lot of views on YouTube, that people are probably going to URL and saying, yo, if you put our clothing line on the front of your video, I'll give you $1,000 for this event or something. And if it's something like a Born Legacy or a PG card or something, that shit is probably worth it. You know what I'm saying? That to throw a little goon savvy or some shit like that, it might be worth it. So I think that sponsors are coming to URL more so than URL is going to the sponsors. That would be my guess. Docs Evol, E-V-O-L, do you think out of sheer respect for their contributions to battle rap that certain battlers who are legends should have at least one appearance on URL Summer Madness or known battlers such as Thesaurus, Ilmac, Paz, Nestle, Tony D, Shotty Horror, Cossack, and Real Deal? What you name are non-URL battlers, and URL is not putting non-URL battlers on a URL card. The only person that you named that even battles on URL was Real Deal. You know what I'm saying? They're not about to put Tony D on Summer Madness or Gnome or Shotty Horror or Nestle or Ilmac. It's just not going to happen, dog. And, excuse me, they don't really, their genre of battle rap isn't really particularly what URL strives for. Even though some of these dudes definitely get busy, but they don't have any, it doesn't really have any interest in them to put these people on a Summer Madness. So to answer your question, no, I don't think they deserve to be on Summer Madness, to be honest with you. Alright, man, the last question for this particular episode, man, is Where's Rude asks, how much does a coin flip matter and which is more powerful, booze or gas? Bruh, I'm starting to see in a lot of battles that the coin flip definitely does matter. To me, I would definitely go second in battle rap now. It just seemed like, man, fans are so in tune with what they hear last that it's really a big deal. At first I thought, well, you know, if you went first, you could smoke the nigga and put the pressure on him. Yeah, if he choked or something, then maybe you going first might have helped because it might have put the pressure on him and it really fucked him up. But now I'm seeing, man, like in a close battle, the person that goes second is kind of like edging out these rounds. So for me, I would definitely go second. Plus you get a chance to rebuttal and little stuff like that, man. So just little tidbits. So if I won a coin toss, I definitely would let the other nigga go first and I would go second. So I think the coin flip matters more. At first, I didn't think it mattered much at all. If you nice, you should be able to just win a round whether you went first or second. Now, it's too many close rounds where I kind of thought, yeah, he's kind of the last person you heard, so a lot of niggas are going with him. And I'm starting to see that a lot. Which is more powerful, the booze or the gas? Definitely the booze, man. Yo, I can't think of one battle where a nigga got booed and won the round. I can't think of one battle. You know, maybe y'all niggas know a battle. Name me a battle where a nigga got booed and he won the round, because it seemed like when you get booed, it's like an automatic, you're going to end up losing that round because it's too hard to turn this shit around. You can get gas and win or lose a round, in my opinion. Just because niggas are gassing you don't mean I feel like you was nice, and doesn't mean I feel like you won the round. So the gas isn't as powerful, but the boos, my nigga, if you get booed, you probably lost the round. I can't think of no round where a nigga got booed and still won the round. I'm sorry.
I always said this. You could go back to old tweets. It's better to not say anything and not react to anything than it is to yell out random 3-0s and random heckles and random boos. You don't react to nothing, that's it. Like, it messes up somebody's psyche even more. When Av spit a ball last night and then got no reaction, he was like, man, y'all ain't messing with that? Y'all ain't messing with that? Like, that messes with them worse than booing, because it's an energy thing. If you give somebody negative energy, they throw it right back at you. When you don't give them no energy, they're standing there and they're just like, what? You know what I'm saying? So for me, I think the chanting, it just gotta stop, man. 3-0, yelling 3-0 in the building, it just messes up the footage, like, and it makes the building experience not as lively as it should be. Because I haven't been at a URL event since 2015. So coming to see that event 2 nights ago, it was like, man, like, this crowd is crazy.
So, I mean, we seen so much with Verb. We saw Hollow get booed. We saw Mr. Wavy get booed. We saw Prep get booed. It's like they always, you know, just going back, they always lost a round. So, I don't know. That's just how I feel about that, man. Salute for everybody that asked their questions on FanMail. There's still a lot more to get to. FanMail 9 coming out probably in a couple weeks, man. So put that hashtag #Unbias, man. I'll definitely try to get to your question. If I did not get to your question in this one, sometimes, man, it just requires me to think a little bit more on how I want to answer it a little bit. Or sometimes I just don't really have everything I need to answer your question as of right now. It's not really just me always ignoring what you ask. Sometimes it's just I just didn't get to it. But salute, man. Subscribe to the channel. Holla at your boy.